Hi, I'm Bobsto, the Elder Weeb,
And I am Red, the bald-headed wonder.
and we are the Anime Boys.
Anime
Hey,
Bigga Boys.
boys, yeah,
What
we got
up?
ourselves a pretty good little episode here, I do say.
Hell yeah.
Um, but before we jump into that, of course, gotta give the usual thing of hey, you like this video, give us a like, comment, subscribe.
Please.
If this is your first time here, hey, we got so many other different and great coverages on different series. We got
Oh my
everything
gosh.
from tearjerkers like Silent Voice up to like high octane action coming of age stories such as Mob Psycho.
Oh man,
So
Mob Psycho
we,
is probably one of our better
we
ones.
we got ourselves a good little range of different types of animes that we've covered in the past, and they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's all we're talking about today. Today we're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen season 2
And
with
we are
Thunder,
actually, yeah, go
with
ahead.
was it the episode was called Thunder. This Clap of Thunder, wasn't it?
Uh,
The name of this episode, I think?
Thunderclap.
Thunder.
Because I made a joke about it.
Yeah, and Thunder wasn't the only thing clapping in these episodes. Some cheeks were getting were getting clapped
Just like my boy on
pretty
his
hard.
twerk team back in high school.
So it's crazy that we not get just one high budget fight episode. We
got
two of them,
Ooh, oh my gosh.
and I don't even want to know what the budget for these two episodes were because, especially
You probably
episode 2,
don't want to know. It's probably going to
especially-
humble your pocket.
especially part 2 with how most like 90% of that episode is fight.
Man,
So,
that
like-
fight was nuts, but we'll get
Yeah.
into it when we get there.
We'll get into it when we get to it. Maybe MAPPA will let their animators rest. after
Yeah, I hope so, because they definitely need it after that,
Because
dude.
there have been reports of like severe overwork, almost on the level of like working for like Rockstar or Activision.
Oh, man.
So there's a lot of crunch with these two episodes, and it shows. Like there's a lot of fucking blood, sweat, and tears poured into.
But
these
it
two
looks
episodes.
so good. It
It
looks...
does.
It's so smooth. The animation, the effects, like the fucking, like the classic anime, like just style. Oh my gosh, man! It was just.
So it's like, to put it in the terms what we got here, we're basically like, you take like the pain fight, but we have two of them, and they took a bunch of fucking steroids.
Yeah, that pain fight. I could definitely compare it to the pain fight because of the way the
especially
movements
fight-
were.
Especially the fight in the second episode.
Oh, yeah.
Reminded me a lot of like the pain fight.
Especially with the way they were moving and like. Yeah, I could definitely get behind that.
Man.
But let's
But,
get into the
but-
first episode, bro.
What gets me about this one is like it starts off like opened up in like the fucking cinematic aspect ratio,
Oh yeah.
and that's where it's like oh shit, okay.
I love the tension that's building between Megami and
Yeah.
to
And Toji.
thank you, Toji. My bad.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. I love that like tension build up in the first little bit because man,
Yeah,
he
man.
goes from like one frame to the other frame behind him, and it's just like instantaneous. Like as the camera revolves around, he pops up, and it's just like, man. And then I love
man.
how it just immediately kicks the fuck off, like
Yeah,
right
man.
off the bat.
But dude, it's just fucking. It's crazy because we got the rabbit beat down.
Oh my gosh.
Megami's fled into a fucking warehouse and is trying to attack with his rabbits, and Toji's just going ham. My favorite little bit, other than like the last little bit of the rabbits, is whatever Toji catches like a rabbit in his mouth and then whips both Megami and the rabbit at the same time.
Right, except
Away.
like I like that scene right there. Except I like the part where he grabbed the rabbit's ears and he used them as nunchucks to beat
just
the other
beat
rabbits away.
Yeah, that one too. And that's like within like the very the early bit of the fight. I'm like, all right, they've already kind of exceeded the expectations of like the Megami and Toji fight because I was already expecting it to look really good, but the stuff that they did and added to it was just nuts.
Dude, the animation to this was so incredible. It was so hard to keep up with 90% of the time. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that as in a holy shit, my brain can't handle all this fucking serotonin all at one time. I can't do it.
Of course, I was expecting to see fucking like rabbit gore.
I wasn't either.
When he starts obliterating the rabbits, he just basically breaks them down in just red paint.
We do not condone animal cruelty on the channel. But that shit was lit.
Unless it looks awesome, like Toji.
Shit was crazy. Especially like whenever they were all surrounding him and he just crunches the floor.
Yeah, and he starts just
and
pushing
he uses
rocks.
the freaking fragments of rocks to like just touches them. And it beams them in the face. And the implosion that happens.
Yeah.
It's like, or the explosion. It's not an implosion, but an explosion. It looks, man, I don't want to say crazy again, but it looks amazing for sure. Like,
it looks really good.
I like the one scene where the fragment of the rock just slowly inserted through the rabbits, like between the eyes.
Yeah, dude.
And it just like bent into itself. And it was like, oh my Lord. That just shows you how much of an impact this man had with just a touch. I don't want none of this, man. I don't want the smoke.
That, also in the anime here, it shows off a lot more of like Megami's resourcefulness with his Shikigami.
Oh yeah, man.
He does a bunch of really cool things, like that one where he traps Toji in like the office building, and he just uses Nue's lightning powers to set it ablaze and shit like that.
Yeah, like the coolest part in that little moment was that it's like whenever you got the inside view from the windows, but the wingspan was captured on Nui.
Yeah.
From the inside of the building, and then you just saw the purple lightning pop up, and the crackling sounded so good in the audio.
I also really liked, speaking of whenever he was using Nue, the bit where he jumps off a building and he just smoothly transitions into grabbing onto Nue.
Oh yeah.
But you got like that. There's one where he gets like knocked down, and to try to retreat, he uses like the frog to pull him back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's just like, I gotta time this just right. I can take minor injuries, as long as injuries that she can heal, which he's referring to.
Shoko.
Yeah, Shoko. But man, that moment to where he tries to plan the attack, and we get this like moment where Toji just is impressed, if anything. Like, Megami has done so much to keep up with Toji's movements that Toji is like flabbergasted, because most people would die immediately.
Like, you're not. He was like, I wonder if you could be. Oh shit. And then he
put two and two together, and he's like, I don't have the milk yet.
Yeah.
It's
like specifically it's like after Megami does like a clever little trick to try to get in on him. And,
wait a minute. Basically. Isn't it the same trick that he used in the fight against Gojo?
I think it might have been.
Actually, like, thinking back on it now,
I think it might have been. I'm not too certain. I'd have to go back and read or watch it.
Because I think Toji went in and got Gojo in the ribcage the exact same way.
Yeah. And
then that's where he noticed, oh man, we got to go back and look at that.
We do. But yeah, no, you get that, and he's like, you get this flashback to where we get the biggest plot twist of all, which is Toji's not quite as deadbeat as we thought he was.
Right.
I like the sort of little emotional aspect of this fight, where it's based as soon as he realizes it, especially with the question he asks him after this, where you sort of realize, Toji.
He asked what his last name was.
He asked for his last. Well, I was about to get to that, but it's like it goes into the whole thing where like Megami wasn't pawned off to the Zenin for like personal gain or because he didn't want to deal with them, but just because he realized he was not like fit as a father, and he felt like since Megami has potential with cursed energy and cursed techniques, that there's a chance that he would have a better place in the Zenin clan than he ever did, than Toji ever did.
Right.
He'd be more welcome there. And then, sorry, you go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And sorry, I like how like the final test for whether or not I take it's for whether or not he decides to continue fighting. Megami is he asks him his last name, and then he replies with Fushiguro.
Yeah, and he's just like, it's not Zenin, good, and then just offs himself. Like, like man.
Yeah, dude. And Toji doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Or not Megami, you mean?
Not Megami. I mean Megami. Megami doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, because he walks up to this guy and he's just like, "This isn't who I just saw. What is this like chicanery?"
It goes back to a conversation we had earlier today.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't understand.
But yeah, that fight was good. And, that's only like in like the first like 10 minutes. Of the episode.
This is like 10 minutes, man, and then
we get the fucking Jogo and Sukuna fight.
Oh man!
So one thing
I would have never thought that fight would have been so well.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me. Let me rephrase my statement here. I never in a million years thought that this fight was going to look this good.
Yeah.
You mentioned while we were watching this fight that we're getting to some mob psycho levels.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree with that statement because I even think that it gets better.
Like the level of everything. Or I'm just kind of just in terms of just like how the fights are done, where it's a lot of like destruction of buildings, a lot of whenever buildings are sliced, they're into like a lot of like cube shapes.
Exactly.
Mob Psycho did a lot of. But that's what the energy like. At
well,
this
no,
fight
I wouldn't agree on the cube shape stuff because there wasn't a whole lot of like.
There was a pretty good amount, especially in the next fight.
Well, the next fight. I'm not talking about this fight.
But I go with both of them because they both have the same kind of energy.
But
and with them, but another thing I was wanting to kind of say is there's one thing I do like about all these fights here is the way the anime sort of shows that they're almost all just sort of happening like simultaneously amongst each other, because you'll see stuff from like at the end of Megami versus Toji, he sees like one of the blasts from Jogo and Sukuna having their brawl.
Yeah.
And then same goes with Panda and like Kusakabe with there's a whole like fake out with that too, where it's like they're gonna fight against these cursed users, and then all of a sudden a big ass boom just happens.
Right. Douche. Like
yeah.
My favorite part about that scene as well was like as soon as the meteorites started coming in, the moment they all decided to just say fuck it and run is the moment that Sukuna just comes in, stops and says, not today. You stay put. Yeah. Stay put till I say so.
Yeah. But the whole fight is really good. We were talking about like speed being insane with Toji and Megami. It's like taken up just another notch with Jogo and Sukuna, because this is.
I would even say that it took it up like times 2. Like it wasn't just up a notch. It went up several notches here,
and it's just like they're going through fucking buildings. There's one bit where Jogo just gets fucking bonked super hard down into like a sewer / subway system. There's a whole bunch of crazy shit happening, and like Jogo just sort of realizing, oh shit, there's no way I'm hitting this guy.
Yeah, he's just like, I know that we had a gap but I didn't realize it was this much.
I like how this fight also has like just heavy usage of like the cinematic aspect ratio in it as well.
Yes, man. Like it really gives you that like serious fight vibe to it. Like something you would sit in the movie theater and hear an entire theater chant for. Like, also while we're like kind of in the bits of the fight, I want you to tell everybody the fun fact you told me about Japan like dimming for like seizures.
No, it's just that in this season, it's something that a lot of people have pointed out is apparently one thing MAPPA did. I don't know if it's like a thing that a Japanese like broadcasting board decided or something MAPPA decided, but with a lot of these faster fights with a lot of like flashing shit going on, there's a slight dimming effect applied. It's really noticeable in areas where it's a lot brighter. So, like, say out on the beach with Toji, a few episodes back. But it's like to like I believe it was like to prevent seizures or something like that, from what I found.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, there's a few times where it's a bit noticeable here, like especially in the second.
Oh my, yeah. Like the second part is where it really comes out, but
but here it's pretty fine.
But I love the scene where Sukuna and Joji. I said that right?
Sukuna Jogo. What the fuck, Joji?
My bad.
Man,
Jogo, excuse me.
Run playing. There's big fucking fights going on.
But no, Jogo. They start getting in this like little battle stances, like this is it, stance.
So before we do that, I want to talk about Jogo's usage of his powers in this fight.
You talking about where he just like unleashed a flood of lava?
Like, lava, yeah. And, like,
lava is so hot, might I add, that it was melting glass in mid-air.
Yeah.
On top of melting cement rock.
Yeah, but I think it's safe to say I think Jogo did do 9/11.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say.
Hotter than jet fuel.
Dude, like for real though, like that stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like,
it's like that.
First and foremost, if I see a tsunami of lava, I'm already, dead.
Like,
but
he had like lava fists, like that, like punched two buildings into
right, man. Like,
it's like that. Or like the one bit, his fingers get like cut off, so he just uses his fucking Krakatoa head to shoot.
I love the fact that his arms got cut off 3 times in that fight, and he just worked around it and instant healed his arms like every time. Yeah, and then, like you said, the Krakatoa attack. Krakatoa!
But no, with their final, the meteor shit looked really good, especially like the crater. It's sort of left behind, and then standing there, and the last standoff especially was like really fucking good.
Yeah, because I like how Sukuna's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you my my technique because that'd be stupid. Yeah. Where everybody else is just like, I'm gonna use this. Like, nah, Sukuna's just like, you don't deserve to hear my technique. Yeah. You're good, but you don't deserve it.
The next fight surely did.
Oh yeah, well he didn't have much of a choice though in that one.
But
which we'll get into that more in a minute.
Like basically I think it's called Fuga, and it's just like a fucking fire arrow.
Mm-hmm. It's more of a like a mass energy of fire rather than he put it in the shape.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like that's how he uses it. It's like a fiery bow and arrow.
Well, that's not how he used it in the second fight. Is what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm talking about here.
I know. Just saying. Well, I don't want everybody to picture it as that's what he uses with food. Like, you see what I'm saying?
I guess
he just put it in the shape of an arrow for this fight.
But But I like the little like sort of standoff where it's like zooming in, showing both the arrow being pulled back and like Jogo forming his shot.
Yeah, his little orb of fire that looked
And,
very underwhelming compared to Sukuna's.
and then of course, fucking Jogo's charred body after the fact.
Ooh, well, first I want to talk about his heavenly like ascent.
Yeah, dude,
and
that's pretty good.
Man, like first of all, it was a dick move. Fuck you, Mappa. Because that was really bright after a really dark scene. So
Yeah, man.
eat my ass for one. Two, it was beautiful, and thank you for that beautiful scenery that we got.
Yeah. I especially want to say I like the little quote that they did where it's like they're talking about how they still have Mahito out there, and they say that the humans death is a mirror and Mahito is the mirror.
And I love the visual that it gave us after that too, man, because it just made like an imaginary mirror through the white noise. It's
foreshadowing the things to come.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait, man. You guys are fucking in for it.
I like the bit with where Sukuna basically tells them that the issue that Jogo and his crew had was that they were too obsessed with being like humans, that they didn't really fully accept the fact that they were curses and just pursued further power and strength and just tore everything down
right
in their paths.
That's one thing about you compared to Mob Psycho. The one thing that I like about the thing that they did with Mob Psycho and this anime is the fact that they used actual logic in the sense of destruction.
Yeah.
They how most animes you'll see destruction happening, but it's not looked at as a negative thing. Mm-hmm. They definitely look at destruction as a negative fucking thing. You see all this destruction happening all at one time, and you can see the lives that it's affecting along the way. And it's just man, they destroyed several buildings all at one time. And you can just see it, man. That's what I love about it. The physical destruction of off their powers. I just love it so much.
But it's the other sort of thing. I was the super power. Also, drawing from the idea of the stronger something is usually due to, at least for Sukuna's case, is due to it basically discarding everything that would hold it back. So it just pursued raw power. So Sukuna, he has little regard for anything but himself.
Right.
Except unless they can earn his respect like Jogo did in their fight, because he did admit that he does respect Jogo.
Or if you're just Megami.
I also like the sort of implication. I think there's a bit here that's supposed to imply that Sukuna was once human, since he doesn't really recognize himself as being a curse.
Huh. I don't know. I don't. Where'd you pick up on that?
Once and then became, because he said he didn't really say that he was he said that he wasn't a curse.
What did I miss? When did this happen?
When he was talking with Jogo, I believe.
I guess I don't remember him saying that. I remember him talking to Jogo about him being the only one that, I must have missed that part, because I definitely don't remember that.
Yeah. I'll look into it.
Or maybe he just thought of himself as not a curse, but to him, he's just, maybe. He doesn't think of himself as a curse. He thinks of himself as the absolute.
Could move himself into the area of being a curse through his pursuit of power.
No, I'm talking about it's more of a he's not really thinking of himself as a curse or calling himself a curse. It's more of a symbol of sorts. He is a curse, but he doesn't call himself a curse. You see what I'm saying?
I did a quick look. He was a human sorcerer.
Okay.
So the items there, I guess you could say they're considered cursed items, but it's basically like fragments of his soul.
Immediately fact check my ass. But that is fucking neat though. Like to think that he was, human at one point.
Yeah.
And he just transcended into being a fucking curse. That's insane.
Into being something that's on the level of a curse, if not stronger.
I would have hated to see him as a human though,
because he uses well, that also sort of make it understandable to why he would be capable of using reverse curse technique.
Yeah.
In heal.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because if you were, why would you need? If you were a curse, you wouldn't really need.
You wouldn't need it because they care little about death, because they're gonna be they're gonna resurrect at some point anyway.
They use negative energy to heal themselves anyway.
Exactly. That's how they come to be.
Like he himself is a being of both positive and negative curse energy because he was human.
That does make sense, and that is really fucking neat, and I didn't think about that at all. This man was around 2,000 years ago, and imagine how powerful he was back then as a human sorcerer.
Yeah,
I want to know. I want to know what he focused on. Was his cursed energy just the slicing? Back as a human, when did he grow extra arms? I have so many questions.
He probably consumed cursed objects or something to give him power.
Dude, you're blowing my fucking mind right now.
Yeah.
You're blowing my mind right now. Man. We need a whole arc on a prequel for Sukuna. I need this in my life right now.
There's some things in the more recent chapters that went into some of his backstory, but not fully.
Yeah. But anyway, that's just a theory.
A Gato theory.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
Oh, but let's move on to the second episode.
The first major thing to sort of note is Toji gets stabbed by Mr. Sword Hand Sword Man.
You mean Megami?
Megami, sorry. Damn it! Did it again.
I'm not the only one.
Yes, but Megami gets got and everything. Oh man, it's not gonna be too bad. But then you see, big scary monster. What's happening?
Megami's over there half dead. You just see feet, big feet.
To where this poor guy, this guy fucks with the wrong, has bad luck with fucking with the wrong people.
He really does, and despite his fucking power too.
Yeah,
his power is kind of cool though. It
is cool, but it's just the sole fact that even despite that, he just has really bad luck when it comes to who he picks fights with.
It really is, man. He just needs to pick his battles. But he runs after everybody he deems weak, and he doesn't realize how strong, even when they're weak, those people are. I still feel bad with him with that fight with Nanami, but I don't care anymore because my boy Nanami.
Yeah, sorry, Nanami fans.
I hate it. I hate that, man. We got ripped.
But this guy, he gets absolutely bad luck in the sense that Megami lures him into the summoning conditions for performing the ritual to summon. It says Bakura. So interesting, I was looking through it because in the manga it's referred to as Maharaga, is what he summons, but here it's called Bakura.
I've also noticed that too.
So I was looking into it. Bakura is actually the correct translation of it, and is even written in English as that in the Japanese version of the manga.
Oh.
So I think Maharaga is some kind of. It's how in the One Piece manga Zoro is called Zolo. because it's like the way the L's and R's are pronounced
Yeah.
or written. So it's kind of like that, where it's just kind of like a thing where they got too literal with the translation.
Perhaps, but
yeah,
the Japanese one sounded way cooler.
but I'm still But Makora gets summoned. This is the way everything looks when it's summoned, with like it just all going dark, and like the shadows of like the wolf and frog Shikigamis appearing.
Man, that background was sick. And then you just see this man wrapped in a cocoon. Who trapped this fucking thing? First of all, who the fuck traps this thing? Of all people, there's no way. I want to know the person who was strong enough to trap him.
Yeah. Well, what's the thing? It's like the part of the ritual is to summon it to try to trap it so that he can control it. But with what was implied with the black, flashback with Gojo was like he was explaining why the Zenins and Gojo clans didn't get along. He talks about how like basically two head members fought each other. One had the Shikigami technique, and the other one had the Gojo's clan side had the Limitless technique and Six Eyes.
Yeah, the 10 shadow technique.
Oh, the 10 shadows is what the Zenins have, because it has to do with the Shikigami and the 10 spirits that they can subjugate and summon.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So the 10 shadows is like the Zenin / Megabeast technique.
I was a little confused. I'm like,
yeah,
Shikigami,
but the Gojo stuff is Limitless technique and Six Eyes.
But would it be the Shikigami technique, or would it be like the fact that he can just summon shadows and shit?
10 shadows is the broad name of the technique, and it's used to summon Shikigami. Is the best way to describe it. Shikigami are just the spirits that you summon using 10 shadows.
And see, this is why I call you the Elder Weeb. I can't keep up with all that, man. I love the fight scenes. I'm here for hype.
But it's like they talk about how when they fought, both the Gojo clan member and Zenin clan member died because of the power of Makora. It wiped both of them out.
Right.
Because of the fact that the wheel technique, we'll get, which it gets into later, like the wheel technique, like adapts itself to the techniques of the person's fighting against. So it's like even something as powerful as the Limitless technique in Six Eyes is no match against Makora.
Because he can just...
Which is crazy to think about.
It is. That this man can just...
Like, that
spin
thing
his
is
wheel.
Summon. That'd be one of the few things that could take out Gojo more than likely.
It would... I feel like it could. Like, yeah.
Because the fact that, it adapts itself more and more.
My thing is, like... If that's the case, could Gojo actually beat Sukuna? I don't believe he can. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that Gojo could stand a chance against Sukuna in a fight unless he catches him off guard. There's just no way. I get that Gojo is really fucking strong, really powerful, but this man's been storing energy for 2,000 years. He was a human sorcerer who gained limitless knowledge on sorcery powers on top of just sucking down cursed energy throughout the years, which turned him into a curse. I just couldn't see it. But enough of that. Let's get into the cool shit. Let's get into this fucking fight, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
It appears immediately bitch slaps Megami.
Megami just gets yeeted. He says, I'm gonna die first. Gets fucking yeeted, bro. And then that one dude's just like, oh fuck. He's like, fuck you, dude, wake up. Wake up, bro.
and then Sukuna comes in and is like, hey, what's up? I don't need you to kill. Listen, it's cool and all you want to kill this guy, but I can't need you to kill Megami, and he even heals Megami.
Yeah, and he's just like, hey, don't die on me, kid. I'll be back in a second with some milk. And he's just like, he looks at this fucking thing, and he's just like, okay, it's go time.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't sit here and talk about every aspect, even though I could. But let me just get to my points of like the points of the fight that stood out to me the most.
Sort of take it from here because I don't have.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I hardly took any notes because of the fact that it took.
Dude, it's burned in my brain right now. The whole fight,
yeah,
the entire fight's burned. Like, all right. So, first,
talking a little bit about it. I gotta run to the restroom real quick.
Okay, yeah, I got you, bud.
Go ahead.
All right. So, first and foremost, we get into the scene where they go and they clash into each other, and when the moment they clash into each other, they both get yeeted by their attacks. And then Sukuna just gets thrown into a movie theater, and the big dude just gets thrown back into a wall. Oh, while this sword guy's just there like, what just happened? What's going on? And then Sukuna walks the fuck out with some fucking popcorn and some soda. And he's just like, okay, that was a good warm-up. That made me sweat, but it's go time. The moment that he sees him go into the fight, the guy comes out of the wall and yeets Sukuna into another wall, and they're just bashing up against each other. And all you see is like fragments of fucking popcorn fly as soon as they collided, bro. Oh my gosh, man. Like there was that part. And then the moment where he started like using his slashing and his gashing moves on the guy, like the very moment, and it went through him and through like 4 buildings at one time. Oh, like just like butter, like it just cut through everything. And we were talking about the pure utter destruction earlier. This is where it really gets shown. As they're going through the city, they are just fucking up everybody's day. You got the moment where they're bashing through like a bunch of buildings at once. Sukuna's using his slashing, his gashing. This man, the big dude, picks up the fucking train. Sukuna gets bashed into it. He whips this fucking train in the sky, throws it around, chunks it, and then Sukuna takes the bottom of the train and then cuts it in a spiral like a can opener. It was nuts.
Yeah, that shit was nuts.
It looked so good.
I've been skimming through the fight where Sukuna and Jogo were fighting, and it's at the bit that got the implication to me in my noggin jogging initially was. It's the bit where they're about to start their standoff, and Jogo's like, well, wait, I thought your technique was, slicing. And he's like, oh, you didn't know, but I guess you wouldn't know for a cursed spirit.
Oh, shit, so, okay.
Yeah. It's because of the fact that he wouldn't, because if Sukuna himself was a cursed spirit, he probably wouldn't refer to himself refer to Jogo as if, he probably wouldn't refer to Jogo as just a cursed spirit.
Right. But
yeah, no, the fucking Makora fight goes fucking stupid.
This shit goes so hard. Like,
there's one bit where Sukuna's running through a building. It has this almost graphic novel look to it.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. And then you just get this nonsensical fucking speed of his face being meshed in so hard by the wind pressure because he's moving so fast. It's crazy, man. He looks like a primal beast going through fucking these walls. And then Makora comes up and he goes to throw a weapon into Sukuna, right? And the moment he tries to throw his little sword piece into Sukuna, he catches it with a mouth in his neck.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that
Bro breaks the blade with teeth in his neck. I mean, and all while you're watching this fight, this little fucking gear thing just shifted on his back. This little steering wheel, roulette wheel, whatever you want to call it, It's
The
just
wheel in
shifting.
the sky keeps on turning.
And shut up.
But the wheel turns every time
But
Sukuna does something. The wheel turns and it immediately like shifts its gears and just either seemingly nullifies the damage, or just dodges.
and you get
Like
that because every time he does an attack, like you can see like a backed out view of the city. Like the lights get turned back on.
Uh-huh.
It looks like the damage was not done at all. Like, and it's just because this man is shifting back through time to adjust. Essentially, he's basically just adjusting his body to understand what Sukuna is doing. And the
Yeah.
moment that Sukuna realizes it, he just turns it into a fun zone, like a playpen.
Yeah, dude.
He's just
Especially
like,
whenever-
okay, I got something for your ass.
There's one bit I wanted to mention as well. It's like there's that one bit where he knocks the Makora into like a thing of like water and some electrical wires. hit
Yeah,
it,
I was
and
about to
the
get to
wheel
that.
turns, and it like swells and like basically like water like fucking squirt Blastoises.
Yeah, he
It's way
sucks
out.
the water up. You just see his fucking belly just extending out. And he just, oh my gosh, man. And he
Yeah,
just
man.
blasts through. And then
just
you got the part where they're up in the sky, and then Sukuna ends up using Fuga for the second time that we've seen it in the fucking air. And I mean, he unleashes this shit.
man.
Like, it's so bad that you can't see anything around it. You can just see the streets that are layered above the buildings just catch fire.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
fucking
buildings on the upper
nuts.
view are just crumbling and smashing, and they're leveling an entire fucking like city.
They are. One of my other favorite things is any of the moments where they just start like doing like flurry attacks to each other. It's like a mixture of it's like Maharaga doing whatever its attacks are, and Sukuna just doing his like cleaves and dismantles and shit.
Oh
and
yeah.
It just and as they're clashing, you can see the cleaves and dismantles going like every which way and like cutting up the surrounding area.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
It's so good. I love that one part whenever he cut the big guy's face, and it looked like it was about to slide off, and then it just immediately like slides back up and it like sockets itself back into place. That was such a cool like view of how his powers work. But then we get into Sukuna not playing anymore. This man had enough, and he unleashes his domain expansion.
Dude, good old malevolent shrine. For whatever, so the translation here gets a little funky. And
It's
I don't
malevolent
know
kitchen.
it's still malevolent shrine. It's just it's a mistranslation. I don't know why.
I kind of like the malevolent kitchen better.
It's just like with his attacks. I think one of them's like dissect, and I forgot what the other one was, but it's supposed to be like cleave and dismantle.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad
Yeah.
translation.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It was just like odd. But people have been joking that malevolent kitchen. That somebody at the studio said, "Bro, let this guy cook." Sukuna the divine.
Bro, who
cook.
invited Gordon Ramsay to the fight?
Yeah, dude. Just don't bring him in the Food Wars. You will fucking.
Ew! Don't talk about Food
Hell yeah.
Wars.
I'm gonna
Don't
talk about
ever.
Food Wars
Don't
for
talk
one.
about
Yeah,
Food
man.
Wars on this channel.
Yeah,
don't
man.
do that.
My favorite food hentai.
Dude, don't. I hate that. God,
Yeah,
I will
man.
never watch any of that ever again. I watched 5 minutes of the first episode and I was done. I could not watch it. I was like, dude, this is raunchy and just ridiculous. You know, it's got to take a lot to make me uncomfortable, but that really made me uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
not talking about Food Wars.
Oh yeah.
We're getting into Malevolent Shrine / kitchen.
But yeah, dude, that shit was. I was already expecting it to like look pretty nuts, but damn, man.
Okay, when he first activated it, and you got the shadow like just consuming him, and then you get the background, like almost a silhouette of his shrine. it's like it's not there physically, but you can see the silhouette in the background of what his domain expansion looks like. And so basically how his domain expansion works is like he doesn't enclose himself in a domain. Everything is his domain.
Yeah.
Within a certain range, which it said 200 meters.
So I believe it's like I think the meters like it was the original one's like maybe I think it's like 100 feet, but you can like basically like do something to double it to 200.
Yeah.
But since he was being mindful of Fushiguro, it's instead
At 180.
at 180.
And he really backed that shit up just for Megami. And I can't wait to figure out what his purpose with Megami is. But it's gonna be good when we get there, you know? But in this, like you get a view of just how scary Sukuna fucking is. The moment like it popped off and you could see like people being consumed by it, and all you see is just like explosions of blood in their veins and viscera slowly. Like it's just as it's going through, they're just slowly getting chopped up into nothing.
I like this. Well, it's like I was expecting them to show him getting chopped up. That's just the fact that you just see like their arms and stuff, and as it just slowly like just disappears. You just see just blood.
I want to put opera behind that scene, dude. So
like,
bad.
But that was like it was crazy looking, man.
Oh man, and the moment he started like getting into the big guy, my lord, that thing is scary. he basically Sukuna did so much damage that he could not adjust it fast enough, and he overloaded his ass. And it looks so good. And he just disappeared. He just got lacerated away. It was disintegrated.
Yeah, man.
It was so good. That whole fight. I got chill bumps just talking about it, man.
I like that one shot where it shows like the wide building. It has like the red line through it.
Yeah!
Like that shit looked good.
That shit was so
Makura
good.
having the like the fucking psychedelic trippy colors on it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that too. So yeah. Man, cuz that's whenever he found out that he was adjusting to see Sukuna's like abilities and his cursed attack essentially.
Yeah.
That was right after, and that's when it really went up a notch in the battle. But
yeah, man,
he gets done, and he basically after that scene happens, it just cuts to Yuji, and I love this like little what would you call it? Foreshadowing event? It wouldn't be foreshadowing, I don't think. It was a future event that then got swept under the rug, which I don't really like the placement of the scene.
That'd be foreshadowing.
But you know what I'm talking about, where he was standing there looking at everything.
Yeah. The other thing I really liked, I liked that one bit where he's like sitting on a fucking sign, just chilling.
And then he just like points his fucking finger.
Just points his finger.
Oh,
there's a lot of stuff like that. There's a lot of cool shots where there's a lot of like shots where it's like you don't see a lot of detail in Sukuna, but it's like a lot of like colors, like just like black and reds and shit like that.
Man, it really captured the decimating power of Sukuna. And man, I can't wait to see that fight. I definitely believe that there's going to be a Sukuna Gojo fight. But I want to know what happens. I haven't read as far as Bopsto has, but I'm sure he's just withholding information just for my benefit at the moment.
I'm trying to think what else. There's something else I was going to fucking mention. But no, the entire fight, we can go on for that fight for like as long as, but like, dude, it's just really good. The only thing that makes me a little sad is Toge didn't get to have a little shot where he gets his arm, where he gets caught in the benevolent shrine.
Oh yeah.
What happened? What's like the thing that gets shown off later
Uh-huh.
after the arc?
Yeah.
I was hoping that Toge would have a little thing there, but sadly they didn't include him.
We didn't get that, but it's fine.
But with that, I like. You mentioned it how like there's like whenever after the fight, Sukuna grabs Megumi and just like takes him down to Shoko and trying to think of the guy's name.
The principal.
Principal Yaga. He takes him down there, and you see just a little puff of smoke.
Which
like an
is
after
the
image.
outline. It's the outline of Yuji / Sukuna. And that he moved that fast just to drop Megami and then dip. And then he just like tortured Yuji.
Yeah, so this was one of the scenes I was looking forward to because I was looking forward to see how they did it. Because the one thing I like about this part of the arc and then going forward with basically the rest of the series up to now is how Yuji's like guilt is like depicted.
Yeah, he's
Because
coping.
basically like he himself takes like responsibility for
What Sukuna did.
for what Sukuna did because Sukuna used his body to do it.
And it's gonna get good.
Dude, it was great. Like his little like breakdowns. Like you got the fucking opening song playing while it's showing what the situation is for everybody else, while having Yuji just like fucking clawing at the ground. That's the thing that me and Red like had to look away a couple points. Was like him literally like clawing at the ground.
Oh man, I couldn't watch that, dude.
Yeah,
There's one thing, I got a pretty strong stomach to like horror and torture and stuff like that. But like when it comes to fingernails, it just makes me fucking cringe every time. And he was just scraping his fucking fingers on the concrete so much that it was just peeling the skin away. I was like, oh my god! Just talking about it makes me just crazy. I hate it.
I also like there's like one little bit during the opening animation I like, and that's there's like one of the shots of Yuji in it where he's like in front of like this huge it's like a bunch of like a mausoleum niche. Basically, where it's like a line of them. And so, but I love how you just get this really raw moment of like Yuji just being consumed and racked with guilt.
Yeah.
And realizing that even now more than ever that he needs to fight back because in his words, he'd be a murderer if he didn't.
Right.
Man, like all that was great. Sorry, Nanami fans.
Oh yeah, because you got that scene.
Your boy's not making it out. That fucker, Mister Sword Hand Man.
Asshole.
I like how he's like, oh man, I'm safe. I'm glad I'm done. And
just gets his whole face sliced off.
yeah. And it's like, dude, do you think you're gonna walk away after what you did to Megami?
Right.
You could ain't gonna like that.
But
I also like how I was explaining that at that moment that the miracles, which is what the dude's power is, but basically like every now and then he'll gain these markings on his eyes, and basically if he's ever in danger, he can use them as like a get out of jail free card and survive. Right. But he ran out of them, and he's like, I believe it was also stated that he himself doesn't know how many he has. If I remember correctly.
Wait, what now? I'm sorry.
I said, if I remember correctly, as part of his powers, it stated that he doesn't know how many of the miracles he has.
No. He is unaware of. He's unaware of the fact of when the miracle happens.
Okay.
So he doesn't know when it's going to happen, essentially.
Yeah.
But he knows that he has them stored up because of the tattoos under his eyes.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
You're just like, oh man, yeah, I'm out of here, and it's like, nope. You use all your shit up.
You get no more. You don't have any more tattoos, bitch.
When Nanami did your fucking
beat your motherfucking ass, man.
Yeah, man.
But
yeah, man. But the next thing coming up after here is gonna be.
Oh my gosh! It's gonna be. Y'all aren't ready for it, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. For sure,
I am too. It's gonna be some cool shit.
But I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna top that shit because they can't.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to, but we'll see if they do. And regardless, it's gonna be some good shit.
It is gonna be some good shit. But I'm really enjoying the fights in this arc.
Yeah,
they have all been phenomenal.
The overall adaptation of this arc, it's been really good.
Yeah, I will agree. But with that being said, I have pretty much spoken my piece on it. I can't wait to see the rest of the episodes. If you liked what we said, or even if y'all have your own opinions about the fights, or pick out your favorite scenes, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
But Bobsto, if you got anything else to add?
I don't think I do. I think I've pretty much said my piece too. It'd just be more of us gushing and talking about, oh man, this animation was good.
Oh yeah, that fight was crazy.
Was good. Maybe the animators can sleep a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe
but,
they didn't get to see their families.
Yeah.
But
no, because Spy Family season 2 is coming out.
MAPPA isn't part of that.
Are they not part of that? They made season 1 though.
I think no, they didn't. It was
That was MAPPA, wasn't it?
No, it was Studio Wit and Clover.
Oh shit! I thought that was MAPPA. My bad.
Studio Wit, I believe they were the OG Attack on Titan studio before MAPPA took over. Now MAPPA was working on Attack on Titan, and that recently ended.
Oh, okay.
They picked it up. They picked up Attack on Titan from season 4 and onward. But Studio Wit used to be the ones to do it, and then Clover is I believe they did Fairy Tail and My Dress Up Darling. But Spy Family is like a joint work between those two. I think MAPPA did some like production work or something because you could see MAPPA credits in it, but they themselves weren't the main studios that did Spy Family.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But all right, well, with that being said, Bobso, why don't you take us away?
I'm Bobso, the Oda Weeb.
And I am Red, the bald-headed wonder.
You just got done watching the
Anime Boys.
The Anime Boys.
See ya.